Hey everybody, welcome back to Booze News with Jonathan Fleischner.
And Albert DeLeon.
And we're doing sports and shit. And today on sports, we have a special guest all the way from across the pond, Mr. Clarence. Thanks for joining the show, Clarence.
Yeah, for sure, yeah, for sure.
So we wanted to bring you on today to talk about a really peculiar sport and go over kind of the history of it and just explain it to Americans because we don't have any goddamn thing like this over here at all. It's fucking awesome.
Right.
This is an extreme sport in every sense.
Yeah.
And Albert, it is called downhill cheese rolling. Have you ever seen this shit before?
I've seen some clips and it looks dangerous.
So it all started in 1826 in this British town called Gloucester or Gloucester. I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Gloucester, yeah.
Gloucester, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And each year, the event has just become more and more popular, with now people coming from all over the world to do this. And they actually don't know why it started. They have no fucking clue how it came about, what its intentions are.
We just like to keep the tradition alive, you know.
Right, and it's just they take a big ass like wheel of cheese,
and just a block of cheese, fucking huck it down this hill.
Yeah, and they have
fucking people just go down, you know. That's right.
That's right.
Good time.
And and it happens every spring, dude. And they just take this big wheel of cheese and they just roll it down this hill, and then they have this big hill in the town. And then everybody just fucking runs after it.
Do you eat the cheese once you capture it?
Oh, fuck.
Well, I mean, once you get the cheese, I mean, what do you think the fucking trophy is, bruv? You know? I mean, you don't get a trophy, you get the fucking cheese, bruv. You know? So it's like, you get a winning if you win, but if you don't, that's your problem.
The thing is that this town is actually famous for their cheese. There is a kind of cheese, the one they're chasing is called a double Gloucester or Gloucester. That's the name of the cheese wheel.
Yeah, it's like one of the best cheeses you ever eat, bro.
Yeah. Damn, I want some cheese.
Well, you got to go over there. So their event is coming up. This year's event.
31st, bro. 31st. Yeah, we're gonna fucking party May 31st, not April, May, not this month.
Right. The Cooper Hills cheese rolling event of 2021.
It's going to be great.
May 31st. Now,
really stoked about it.
Now, Clarence, you've done this before?
Probably like 4 or 5 years, you know? And it's rad.
And it looks like you're a bit busted up. So I'm guessing you've been training for this event. How do you train for this event?
Yeah, no, I mean like this right here. That's just like I sprained my wrist last year.
Yeah.
But it's not really sprained. They said that technically I broke it, but I tell people it's sprained because I want to compete again this year. But I got one of these things, and it's nice. But I sprained that. Then this is actually just from training. Yeah. So what happened is I just. Actually, the whole point is you gotta get tanked before, and that adds an extra challenge because people want to just go all out. They want to run for it really, really fast. But if you watch the clips, you've probably seen that the ones you go for it straight away, they don't get it. So all right, you got a clip. All right,
let's watch this clip so we can see it. I want to know how you train for this.
Yeah, right.
After we show it.
Yeah, so you see them going real fast. People go see it and they go straight away. Let's eat it. They don't eat cheese. They eat shake. So what are you doing? So that's what I prepare myself. That's why I try to train.
Right.
And not every day because it's hazardous. But,
right.
I do get drunk quite a bit, but then I like to throw myself down hills just to prepare, just to feel the inertia, because there's nothing like that, You can't get in like a zero gravity machine. Dude, you can't do that, right? To experience the kind of whipping around, there's a lot of whipping, you can't whip just quite. There's nothing like that. See, look. Look at the faces. Look, see the whip. See, and now they cut to know about the cheese. The cheese is great, all right, but it's all about the sport. See, look, whip. They're all whipping around, and there's nothing like you can't figure out where your body's going, so that's the problem.
Oh, Albert, all right, so Albert, I'm gonna pause this video real quick. What the fuck? I mean, this looks dangerous as shit. What are your thoughts? Would you do this? I mean, you said you want to eat the cheese, Albert. If you want, would you do this to eat that cheese?
Right. Possibly, but I would have to do something. This seems like a type of sport that I would have to bust out, and I don't want to, I'm not trying to, talk about drugs or anything or promote drug use, but this is the kind of sport that I would have to drink alcohol and maybe also smoke a little crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Before going down the hill.
Right. I bet you it doesn't. Yeah, it probably doesn't hurt to do a little bit of crack cocaine before you do this. Now, the thing is that you definitely want to be drinking. Like you said, Clarence, you drink. What do you like to drink before you get into this? Have some pints.
Well, it really just depends on whatever's at the party before. Usually we throw a rager for probably like 3 days. Then, we all pile into a building. We just get fucking hammered drunk. And then we set an alarm. And then once that alarm goes off, we just fucking head to the hill. You know what I mean?
Right.
So after that, it's then we just sit there and we wait. I mean, usually we got some seltzers. Nowadays, we got some seltzers. Every brand's making seltzers.
Right.
So, we just kind of sit there with some seltzers in a pocket. We kind of nurse those until the starting line. And then once they let it rip, we fucking abandon weight, That's why I wear this freaking bright thing, so you can see me fucking coming down the hill. And then once you get down there, you freaking haul ass. Honestly, what I do is I just like to straight head dive out over the hill.
Yeah.
I just fucking cinder, and so I'll fucking launch myself.
Yeah.
And then once I launch myself, usually I end up in a good roll. And I get probably about 3/4 of the way down.
Yeah, well,
dude,
it sounds pretty impossible to stay on your feet because the hill, Albert, it's about 200 yards long, and it's what they call like a 50% slant. So it's fucking
it's got
steep.
A good decline right there. Yeah.
And so just staying on your feet is going to be hard as fuck. I can't believe. I mean, I'm going to show a little bit more footage of this. I can't believe people don't die doing this.
I'm honestly surprised that there's no gymnasts, that do flips and acrobats like that. But there's none that I've seen there. They just don't want to risk the interest or whatever. But I feel like you get those people hooched up, then you're all good to go. They'll fucking win it.
Fucking wild.
Nobody ever wants to play like that.
Wild.
I just think this sport is for drunk alcoholics who are self-destructive.
Which makes it, I think.
You never tried the cheese, bro.
Well,
never tried the cheese.
Which I think is going to make that the honorary. This is now the honorary sport of booze and news. Albert, we need to go do this. With Clarence here.
I'm gonna tell you, it's a free cheese wheel. You got a whole fucking cheese wheel. What are you gonna do with a whole cheese? You're gonna have that whole year. Yeah. You got a big ass block of cheese. It's not gonna fit in your fridge. You gotta eat that. But thing about the cheese is, you can wrap it up, saran wrap, still good. They fucking send it down the hill for Christ's sake,
Yeah, dude, that's fucking amazing.
You got cheese all year.
It's amazing.
It's kind of like a lifetime supply of Pop-Tarts,
Right.
Just fucking sender for the fucking win, bro.
Albert,
I do enjoy cheese.
All right, well, let's talk about that. What's your favorite cheese? I mean, I've never had this double, whatever you call it. Gloucestershire cheese.
What does it taste like?
Yeah. No, I mean I haven't won.
Oh, he hasn't won. He hasn't got to try it.
That I've won. I've never won.
Right.
I'll just I'll just play for the sport. I mean, I've got to say, I broke my ankle one time. I broke my wrist. It's like a small bone in your wrist. It's like a stratum.
Yeah.
No, it's not not Justin Stratham. It's not like that. There's a different part. It's a small bone in there. But anyway, I broke that. And then last year I broke my All right, look at this. Check this out. See that?
Holy
I
fuck.
fucking broke my arm, my humerus. So I broke that. I got one of those right there.
Yeah.
Honestly, it
I
kind
got
of
my
sounds.
whole belly's up. No, okay.
It kind of sounds like you may want to stop, participating in the sport. You're getting fucked up, and you're not even getting any cheese.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, you gotta try to win the cheese, at least.
Maybe it's just not the sport for you. That's all I'm saying, man. You're scarred up and broken bones and shit.
No, but you know what, Albert? Hey, man, Clarence is doing his best. He wants that fucking cheese, and I just read the description of it. I want this cheese. This is what it says. The double Gloucester is a firm and biteable like a hard chocolate. It has a mellow, buttery, nutty character with an orange zest. Now, doesn't that sound like the best motherfucking cheese that you ever had?
Right.
It does.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like the best cheese I've ever had, I mean...
It looks fucking incredible, too.
It feels like if I were to buy that in the store, then it feels like cheating, Like, I lived here my whole life.
Right.
Then, like, we have this tradition, and then, like...
Speaking of that, I have a...
it's kind of like my grandpa did it, my father did it, and now, like, I'm doing it, and I mean...
Yeah, I mean... Speaking of that, I have a...
They both died young, I'm not gonna lie to you. They're both just internal bleeding, but no, I think I'll get it. I think I'll get it this year.
I think you will, man. You know what? I want to sponsor you. Abuza News wants to sponsor you.
Yeah.
Now, I have a theory kind of about how I think this all came about, Clarence.
Right, yeah.
And let me know if anyone around you have thought about this. What if one day there was some people on the top of the hill just chilling, having a fucking picnic, And they had this big cheese wheel that they made in town. Like, oh, let's go have this cheese on the top of the hill. And everyone's like, that sounds like a great idea. And they're drinking, they're getting drunk, and they fucking accidentally roll the cheese down the hill. And now they're going, fuck our cheese. So they start chasing after it, and they all start eating shit the whole way down. And they all get all fucked up, and they're all beat the shit out of, and they're all sitting at the bottom laughing their asses off going, man, we should just do that every year.
I mean, there's no official origin of the sport, but I think that's pretty close. I think that, like, maybe somebody brought a block of cheese, and then they lost it, right? But then, we're very loud, so we're like, oh no, more cheese! And then I think there's probably strangers going down the hill.
Right.
So then once everybody sees it, everybody likes that cheese, so then they just fucking send it, bro.
Right.
So I think that's how it originated, and then now they're just like, hey, we're going to do it in May. You down? And then we're all just like,
right, well,
fucking yeah!
Well, I read that it was actually banned by the city in 2011, and they've just been doing it regardless. They just said, fuck you, and they're still doing it.
Yeah, fucking government. Hold on. I don't want to talk about that, but...
Right, we don't. We don't have to talk about it, but obviously, they were saying they needed to ban it because it was dangerous. But I think it's amazing no one's died doing this. Like, there was some people who died one time at the event, but they were literally struck by lightning. So that's just like crazy fucking.
Holy shit!
It's just like. They just really weren't destined to get the cheese, really.
And that makes.
I don't have any comment about that. Well, I just think that they just didn't try hard enough, and they just.
Yeah. They didn't. I think you're right. They didn't try hard enough, and that's why they got struck by lightning.
Yeah, it's probably just like a fluke or something like that.
Right. If they were trying harder, they probably wouldn't have got struck by that lightning. So.
Yeah, I feel like lightning's that's more of a Greek thing, like with Zeus and that shit. So I think like Zeus was just like, no cheese for you.
And they eat, and I think that, and I think they eat like softer cheese over there, which you couldn't roll down a hill. So fuck them anyway.
Yeah, it's probably like brie or some shit,
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining us, Clarence. We really wish you the best.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Good luck.
Any other questions you have for him, Albert?
Yeah, wish me luck. I'm gonna look forward to your sponsored jersey. Make sure it's neon like this. Make sure it has the Booze News on the back, and I'll see you on the spin.
May 31st. We're rooting for you, buddy. All right. Cheers, everybody.
Right on.
Cheers.